The process of ascension is currently taking incredibly beautiful, rapid forms. And it is nothing less than you yourself becoming the gateway to creation. So creation happens through you. And for a lot of us, this capability is currently being activated, or I think this state of being is the correct term. And what it's all about and what you experience in the process, how you can deal with it, these are the topics that will be discussed in this episode today. So first of all, a warm welcome. If you are interested in this episode, I am very certain that you also have something to do with the topic, even if you might still have a question mark in your mind. Yes, congratulations on your Live Happily podcast episode. May it bring you joy and success in abundance. My name is Linda Giese. I have been a spiritual mentor for over 20 years, editor of this Live Happily podcast, author of Consciousness Next Level, and the founder of the Being Potential Method. If you're interested in the Being Potential Method, your Being Potentials, feel free to join our free live show, link included in show notes, about your power of manifestation, your truly amazing life. So looking forward to seeing you soon. Yes, for many of us, an incredible journey is currently being activated, and that is a journey to become the portal of creation. So the thing is, it is already embedded within us. One could also say, we are already that. Yes, we simply do not grasp or comprehend it fully. And there are far too many limitations that prevent us from becoming this portal. I do not even want to say that we are using it, but ultimately we will utilize it through our existence. Once we have dissolved these limitations and they are being dissolved, we also receive very powerful support. And this process, it has now started off so remarkably. That is phenomenal. I will tell you right away how you can tell that it is active in you. But what does it mean to be this portal in the first place? We have already heard from numerous wisdom teachings or numerous wise individuals that our thoughts, for instance, creating the reality that everything that is within us, our inner world, ultimately produces the outer world. And these sentences are not new to us, and we have been experimenting and playing around with them for a period of several decades. However, as a complete entity, this has not yet fully disclosed itself to us because it is about a great deal more. Specifically, it is about the fact that you are a portal. You're a portal. What's inside you definitely goes into the creation process. That is undoubtedly some crazy, mind-blowing stuff that is hard to comprehend and will leave you in awe. We are increasingly challenged to become aware of this phenomenon. Yes, so you can truly feel it when you direct your attention to the solar plexus, for instance. Also within you, yes, how an energy force gathers and consolidates there. It is best nourished also through ours and through our heart chakra, yes, but also through our clarity and through our focus. So ultimately, all chakras are involved because grounding, emotions, and so on all play a significant role. But it really gathers there in your center, yes, moving upwards from the solar plexus right towards the heart chakra. You can truly feel how a great energetic force gathers and it sort of opens this gateway. And once she opens this gate, you will feel that you are becoming an integral part of this opening and that your inner currents are projected into the process of manifestation and actualization. This implies that what has always existed will become significantly more evident to us in a manner that we did not merely hear or contemplate it in some location. However, we do experience it, and it is an extremely beautiful feeling, but of course it also carries a tremendous potential for responsibility. Thank God we have the limitations. This means that wherever we still have old wounds, envy, greed, powerlessness, anger, hatred, self-doubt, traumatic issues that have not been healed yet, the primal wound, as we call it in our program, so where all these issues still exist within you. Thank goodness there is a limitation built in that prevents you from completing this process of creation with the power that you actually have at your disposal. That's good, because otherwise you would, let's stick with greed, hatred, shame, anger, yes. If you were to project such things out into a into a great creative dynamic, yes, then that would, of course, have a very, very negative impact on the earth. You are already doing it, but it involves your field of influence. So it is like your small cube, your little cube, your small box. That means you're sending out yes and creating your fields of experience. But what I'm talking about is creative energy. That means we're manifesting peace, we're manifesting a new earth. And those who are prepared to truly step into being the gateway, they possess a tremendous, tremendous power of influence. You can also refer to it as power indeed. And it is completely irrelevant what transpires externally. The world beyond is nothing more than a mere scenario, a mere mirror of the battles we fight within, the struggles we experience within ourselves. Our inner saboteurs and our inner manipulation, we not only manipulate others, we also manipulate ourselves, and we are completely oblivious to it in any way, shape, or form. All of this is reflected in the external world, and those who are ready now will increasingly shift their focus away from the external world. Phrases like "you must be informed" or "one must," or even the belief that if I don't pay attention to what's going on out there, I am ignorant or I am following a wrong spiritual pattern, may also arise and need to be acknowledged and addressed in order to align with the evolving consciousness and inner transformation. So all these sentences, there are still many more that I can't think of right now, that have in the past prevented us from truly diverting our focus completely. They no longer attack because we have become aware of something, specifically that on the side we now take, specifically the one of looking inward and grasping, recognizing, perceiving that yes, we are captured by it, that we are the gateway, that it is so incredibly gigantic in size, magnitude, and impact, and that its influence extends far beyond our initial understanding. There is no longer any debate or deliberation regarding whether one should focus outward or not. You discover your own world with like-minded people and with all those you love. If everyone were to get scared again now, what would happen to those I love? Yes, that's a dynamic we will be able to handle. So let's start by walking the path. So your beloved family members will also reside in a realm of tranquility as we generate through the portal of manifesting a harmonious world. And not only for those individuals who opt to do so, but for all beings who seek peace and serenity. It's not an ego trip, yes, with a bit of hypocritical pretense for nature, animals, etc. No, this is regarding the entirety. We are all interconnected and we will all reap the benefits from it. This still involves each individual doing their job. Each person must clean up within themselves. Let's make it short. We won't get around that, and we don't need to point fingers. We also don't need to suggest making others conscious. People will become conscious on their own. Life is tricky. It provides what you need to realize what you must do. Then you can tiptoe around it like a cat around hot porridge for all I care. Eventually you'll understand. I have to do it. Period. What makes me unhappy, I must detach myself from. Yes, especially the inner processes. It might initially be the job, yes, maybe the one or other partner or friends or something, but at the core, that's not what it's about. At the core, it's about releasing yourself from your inner issues, yes, from your inner demons, yes, and also from your inner traumas. So in terms of healing them, yes, we hear that so often, I'm severely traumatized. No. When an adult speaks to me or says, I'm severely traumatized, yes, you've certainly experienced severe traumas and they're still somewhere inside you, but you're stronger. Yes, there's an instance within you that perceives that something within you is severely traumatized. Yes. And that's why we, in our program, clearly also include healing traumas. And it's so easy peasy light. Yes, we always hear that. I've been working on it for decades and so many therapies and nothing has helped me. We are not therapists, I say very clearly. But the fact is, I have a method, or we as a team use it, which is simply super easy to dissolve all these issues. Mega effective. And why do we have those? Simply because I was a severely traumatized child. So I don't want and need to list everything here. But the fact is, I know all these games, I know all these main themes, I know all that, where we have the challenges to really heal and resolve the issues where we ourselves run away from, where we just can't reach. I know the whole range. The fact is, if you can't handle it alone, feel free to come to us and we'll solve the stuff. I do not intend to be disrespectful when I express myself, but I mean, there is a plethora of things, a multitude of junk within us that requires healing in order for the limitations to cease, enabling you to progress. Yes, just a quick note. If you want to know more about it, feel free to come to the live show. It's free. Yes, you can take a look and see if it's something that might interest you. So, but I desire for us to comprehend that, yes, that so, and now I had previously told you that, how can you recognize that you are in this process of understanding? This is exciting because when you feel on a day, it can fluctuate multiple times throughout the day, but I'll do it now in this dynamic. On one day, you are high spirited, yes, and grasp connections and have insights and downloads, and somehow you feel like a peace. Your inner self is enlightened and you simply understand more and have a strong connection. And then the following day, you feel as if you are firmly rooted in reality and have nearly no access to spirituality or any comparable experiences. And you might even question the validity of such subjects. One day you are full of energy, the following day you are extremely tired and could just sleep. As mentioned, this can change hourly, I can change it daily, this can change weekly. The rhythm is not the crucial factor. The dynamics are the crucial factor. And so this back and forth. Additionally, I also want to inform you about what this is related to. If you were to go at a high speed, at a high level all the time into this awakening process, into this ascension process now, your emotional capacity, your heart would not be able to handle it, because these feelings of love, of yes, also this unconditional aspect, that would be like an explosion, and that explosion is destructive and detrimental to your overall well-being and growth in this transformative journey. Yes, your mind would not be able to handle that. Yes, because here also comprehending the numerous connections of this mind, loose thinking, simultaneously a high level thinking, plus an understanding of things that your mind simply cannot translate yet. But ultimately, a knowledge within you is activated, triggering a profound transformation in your perception and expanding your consciousness to new levels of awareness. This would also be comparable to an explosion. So you can imagine we have a ring encircling our chest and a ring encircling our mind, and this is currently being controlled and blown up, hence resulting in this constant up and down, back and forth, so that you swing into your higher level. It is a process of becoming accustomed to. Now, I have previously spoken about the heart and mind. Ultimately, this inevitably has a profound impact on our entire nervous system. Yes, our complete vegetative dynamics, indeed our entire physical body, without a doubt. He is also being moved into a finer vibration. Some individuals even say that I am just repeating that at this very moment in time. Everything else is from what is given to me in terms of information plus the experience. It is even mentioned that the DNA is currently being restructured, which is leading to the unlocking of various other things. That appears logical to me, would explain a lot, but I am not an expert in the field when it comes to the topic of DNA, so I now take that over from individuals who have been emphasizing this for a considerable amount of time. I rely on their expertise and knowledge to gain a better understanding of the subject matter. All right, you can try to find out for yourself. Maybe you are someone who has access there and can confirm that. I simply find it to be an exciting topic, and it would surprise me if it is not, because it would not fit. Precisely. Yes, I believe that was it for now, what I wanted to tell you. Be mindful, be patient with yourself, be loving towards yourself, clear up within yourself, and if you cannot handle it at times, relax. Yeah, it is no walk in the park, you cannot just scratch the surface a little bit. You really have to dive deep into certain things. Yes. And all of that which we reject and refuse about ourselves, what we reject and refuse in others, that is our own attitude, even towards our inner children within us. So that implies if I decline my own anger, then I am declining my inner angry child. Hey man, it's okay to be pretty angry. It probably needed and deserved something completely different. Yes, deserving without effort simply because it is. Yes, and it will be angry for some reason. And if it's not allowed to be angry because it's rejected with that anger or because it's not heard with that anger, yes, then it directs that anger inwards. And what does that mean? Then shame arises. Yes, then it feels ashamed. And then as adults, we feel ashamed when we feel anger. We do not dare to let it out. And we continue to reject our inner child. That means it cannot find any healing at all. And the stupid thing is, it only has us left. We have to work on that. We are obligated to clean up the damage that has occurred. No one else has the capability to do that. And then it won't do you any good if your parents or whoever has wronged you now become understanding and apologize to you on their knees. That's nice, but it doesn't help. So we're not looking for someone to blame, but we're looking for someone responsible. And the responsible one is the one who repairs the damage, and that's you. Yes, we can't get around that. Yes, now we have the issue with anger and shame, but also a child who didn't feel good enough, who didn't feel seen, heard, who felt like they weren't loved, not lovable. It doesn't matter whether the child is wrong or if that's true. What the truth is, the child feels that way. And then as an adult, you have low self-esteem, lack self-love, have self-doubt, maybe criticize yourself constantly. Yes, what do we do there? Yes, we punish and we humiliate and persistently continue to abandon the inner child that has suffered so much, been abandoned, betrayed time and time again in order to please others, instead of truly taking care of ourselves and prioritizing our own well-being. And thus, we ultimately cannot achieve peace. We are unable to accomplish the process in that manner. Those were merely two examples. There exists a vast range of topics within our midst that we must address. And then there are also people who have experienced terrible things. Very, 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 very bad. Something none of us would want to trade with. But even those people cannot avoid responsibility. Affirmative, we simply need to articulate this with absolute clarity. It is of no benefit to experience a false sense of security in our position as victims and carry it as a shield in front of us, thereby ensuring that others are aware of the reasons for our profound distress and our hesitance to take decisive measures. That won't help anyone. And no one will be able to help you either, because ultimately it comes down to, are you ready to take responsibility? Are you ready to clean up within yourself? That doesn't mean you have to do it alone. I'll tell you straight, once you've made the decision, I'm ready to clean up within me, find someone to help you. Yes, because that ensures you stay on track, guaranteeing you don't overlook blind spots, don't deceive yourself, and maintain focus on your goals. Because at that point, a sabotage program kicks in, stemming from a survival program, which, if you truly want to start cleaning up within yourself, makes you believe you are in the right place, but ultimately has consciously led you to a safe zone where you don't come into contact with the true issues within you, because your system, in this case the survival sabotage program, wants to prevent you from touching upon these issues again. Yes, and it lacks awareness of its benefits. Your system is unaware of its advantages when you clean up in that area. And so it will do everything to distract you. And then you believe, like many others, oh, I have been working on myself for years. I have been working on myself for decades now. And maybe you do not even dare to try again. Maybe you have already given up. Yes, or maybe you have already spent a lot of money and say nothing helps. I understand. It is no use to you. Find someone who truly helps you. And if you like, feel free to come to us. Take a look at the free live show. There is no need to buy the cat in the bag. Is this something that interests you? Do you appreciate the way we do it? And then you can still make a decision. Yes, that is an offer. The main offer is that you have now understood the dynamics here and also know for yourself what is happening with you. Because it is a very, very exciting process and it will gradually capture all of us now. And that is super, super cool. So Of course, it's also very important, how should your new world look like? How should the new earth look like for you? You are significantly involved in this. So ensure that you have a clear understanding of what you want to perceive and the experiences you wish to have. Don't get too lost in details, but rather start by feeling it out emotionally and preferably also for the greater good. Don't focus so much on your personal needs so that you can first work with this power. Yes, in the event that it becomes too personal, you may find yourself falling back into old patterns and, as a result, thereby limiting yourself. And yes, exactly, that's it. Should be enough for today. If you enjoyed it, please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and be sure to follow me on Instagram. There you will always find short, centered tips for you, for your development. With love, all the best for you, your spiritual sister, Linda.